2nd of June, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos, conversion of Ruth.
Har Sinai.
Wow. Shalom Aleichem, Rabbi Umari.
Good morning. How are you, Lou?
Baruch Hashem, doing very well.
Very good
Morning, Rabbi
Good
Furst.
morning, Roy. Good morning, Rabbi Aaron. How's everyone today?
I'm talking about decorating the house with greens for Har Sinai. Is that
Yes.
a minute that everybody has, or I'm the only one?
Oh, what do you call it? All the kids are out in the fields today. What are you talking about?
I have all my grandchildren come. we clip some branches and we decorate the house and the door.
You can buy flowers for your wife also.
But having the kids come just requires an ice cream. It's cheaper.
Okay. Good morning. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshivat Samanafni here in Yerushalayim, care of Zoom. We are learning Megillus Ruth, the Tzitzi Lezer of Waldenberg, Zechon of Bracha, his insights and explanations of when, where, and how Ruth was Misgayer. And we'll begin again. I'll put it on the screen. Good morning, Barry. How are you today?
Morning, good morning. Thank you. Good.
Okay, very good. Okay. Let's just put this on the screen. Dear Rashi. Okay. Who would like to begin to do a little reading here today? We're, I think, beginning here by the red dot you see by the Gimel Kedivri Rashi.
I'll read. I assume Barry doesn't like to read this particular one, correct?
Yeah,
Whatever.
I just want to listen.
Okay. Kedivrei Rashi, according to the words of Rashi, Shalo nisgairu kodem lechein misbaar mipashtos divrei magen. I'm sorry, Divrei
Gemara. Hagamora. Divrei Hagamora, the words of the Gemara.
Hagamura. Okay, so according to Rashi, they were not converted before that they came. What is this? Mifshatos?
Mipashtus Divrei Gemara. It says, like the words of Rashi, Shalom is God Kodem Lechein. I mean, Orpah and Ruth had not been converted before they married Killian and Machloin. It's explained, Kain Mizbar Mipashtus Gemara V'yomis. It's also explained that way according to the basic understanding of the Gemara in Yevamis, Daf Mem Zayin Amid Beis.
Okay. So this is Rashi's explanation of the Gemara in Yevamos?
No, it's Rashi's explanation in Megillus Ruth that Ruth did not convert before she had married Machloin is in line with the basic understanding of the Gemara in Yevamos.
Okay, I see. Shalamdin may chilofi hadivarim shebi Naomi. So what is this Shelemadin?
That the Gemara in Yevamis, that Menzayin learns from the Chalfi Devarim Shebein Naomi Lerus, that the exchange of words in the dialogue that took place between Naomi and Ruth, the Gemara learns there. What does it learn there?
The change of words between Naomi and Ruth. Chol divrei, Chol dine gerus. These are all the laws of conversion. Beger, with a convert. Sheva, the hisgayar.
Sheba, this guy comes to misguide.
That comes to misguire. Kidiosh.
That's the Ayin Sham, as you will take a look over there.
Okay, so it's talking about the when Ruth says, "Don't entreat me to leave you."
Right, when all the exchanges that took place in those psukim between Naomi and Ruth, those psukim are the basis of the Gemara's teaching us all the laws of what you should do with the ger who comes and would like to be misguided.
But that doesn't answer Lou's question of how can you tell someone to go back to their God?
Hold on.
That would not, that's not the proper procedure.
Hold on. Bring that question up in a few minutes, okay? Hold on.
Okay.
Ve'im lo she ne'amar shehaisa zot gerus shenei kenaz. That if you don't say, if it didn't say that it was this conversion to Shanae.
Second.
Her second gerus. Ruth had there's one way you can explain things, that Ruth had like a pseudo conversion, and now this is the second really authentic conversion that's taking place.
Okay. Bahachi Isa Behade Bemidbar Ruth. And here it is. What is Bahade?
Bahade means openly, explicitly, and Haki it's brought explicitly. That's the Medrash Rabbah Ruth.
So in Medrash Rabbah Ruth, it explicitly says that she converted a second time.
Yeah, I think he's gonna quote it now.
The Tomar Ruth El Tafgi Tifagi B Le'az Bach L'shuv Me Acharecha.
With Tomer Ruth, and Ruth said to Naomi, "Al tisfagi bi la'azvecha, don't entreat me to forsake you, l'shuv acharecha, to leave you."
Okay, so it's quoting the Megillah.
Right. So that's the way the Medrash starts.
Mahu al tifgai bi. What is this statement? Do not entreat me. What is its meaning?
Right.
Amra la lo sichta alai. she said to her, do not sichta. What is sichta?
Sin.
Right, don't, I think, big, don't cause me, don't bring sin upon me.
Do not bring sin upon me. Sisvin garon mani leazbach lashuv me'acharecha. What is this tasbin?
There's a tazvin pagoin mini, that laazvecha shuv mecharech, that it's enough that you're having me think about leaving you and forsaking you. It's enough that you're forcing me to think about leaving you.
So tasbin means
She's that makes it personal. She's not saying she doesn't want to leave HaKadosh Baruch Hu. She doesn't want to leave the Torah. She's saying she doesn't want to leave her mother-in-law. She loves her. So that doesn't sound like a good conversion to me.
Where are you getting that from, Barry?
From what was just read, she's saying, Ruth is saying to Naomi, I don't want to leave you. Why isn't she saying, I don't want to leave Hashem?
Where do you see it says, I don't want to leave you? She says,
That's the
don't
word,
entreat me.
Laazvecha, means to forsake you. The whole point is she doesn't want to forsake Naomi.
Right. So that's not the main point. She should be saying, I don't want to leave HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I don't want to leave the Torah. She's just making it like a personal relationship with Naomi.
That's what he says. That's the next part. Mikol Makom. Nevertheless.
Okay, I'm losing the translation here. What is this word tasbin?
That it's going to, you're causing me to think about leaving you.
Okay, so you don't cause me to sin by thinking about leaving you.
Right.
And then what is this? The esbach?
Lazvecha, to forsake you. L'shuvach recha, to leave you. To forsake you by leaving you.
Okay, so just to, okay, mikom makom, nevertheless, da'ati le hisgayer, ella motav al yadecha. So nevertheless, daita, she knows.
No, daiti. Nevertheless, my intention is lisgayer.
It is my intention to convert, but what is motav?
It's better.
It's better to do it through it's better by through you.
Right. It's better to do it through you, Naomi, than to have it done through somebody else.
Below ayin yud is somebody else.
Yeah, al yidei acheri.
Al yidei acheres. It's better to convert through you than through somebody else.
Right.
Kevan shema'a Naomi. Since Naomi heard kach this, he's chila initially Sod Ras La. What's Sod Ras?
So when Naomi, Kevin Shishma Naomi Kach, when or since Naomi heard this, Hitchila Sodos La Hilkes Gerim. She began to deal with her with the Sidros La Hilkes Gerim. She began to set out before her the laws relevant to conversion.
Okay, so when she heard Ruth say, "Don't cause me to sin by telling me to go back. It's better that I convert through you than by somebody else." Then Naomi said, "Okay, now I'm going to convert you."
Well, to begin, there's a lot that goes into a conversion before they actually get converting, right? The conversion process is not simply, an application for a passport. You just, show up there and
Long
take a
involved
picture.
processes.
Exactly, it's a whole process. So the process, Naomi began the process. First of all, Naomi was not. You need to. That's what thing was. We constantly come back to this point. You need a base in for conversion to authorize and validate the conversion. You need a base in. So Naomi is not a base in, but the process of conversion begins by the potential convert contacting somebody in the Jewish population and developing a relationship with them that will lead them in the ways they need and things they need to know to properly convert. So that Naomi could do, and she could possibly be the beginning of that process.
Okay. V'chein lehalan, and similarly, further on, what is this abbreviation?
I think
Okay.
Al HaPasuk, according to this pasuk.
According to the pasuk, Yisera, the extra pasuk, ki mis metzes, he leleches ata. What's mitzah metzes?
I think isn't that pasuk that that Naomi saw she was determined. She misametzes the leleches ata. I see that you're determined to come. We'll go with me. I think that's what it's referring to, right?
Right.
Just take a look there. We'll try and just look up the pasuk. I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah, that's Perek Aleph pasuk Yud Ches. You have it there?
In Ruth?
Yeah, Ruth. First Perek pasuk Yud Ches.
Which Perek?
Aleph pasuk Yud Ches.
18.
Yeah. Vatera?
You want to read it, Barry?
Vatera ki mitametzet hi lechet ata v'tachdel levaber aleha. Naomi saw that she was determined to go with her, so she
Right.
stopped speaking to her.
Right? Up until this time, she was just trying to dissuade Ruth from coming back to her Eretz Israel. But now that she saw that she's determined, so then she stopped speaking to her about trying to dissuade her. That's the proper way. If you see a person who's interested in converting, so you should at first try and discourage them. Tell them that there's no obligation for them to become Jewish. There's a lot of laws that they can keep as a Ben Noach and become just as righteous within their own situation as possible. And there's a lot of liabilities and a lot of responsibilities of being Jewish, and you try and discourage them. So when you reach a point, however, that you see that they're determined, right, that they've made up their mind, so then you start initiating them slowly but surely and solidly, so they have a good basis, a good foundation to their Jewish life to come.
Isa bim
Medrash Rabbah. On this pasuk, the Medrash Rabbah comments.
Olive Reish is the reference.
No, Amar Rav Yehuda.
Amar Rav Yehuda.
Bar Rav Simon, the son of Rav Simon.
The son of Rav Simon. Ba Urei Kama Chavivim. Come and see how many Chavivim is springtime.
Well, that's your thing of Aviv. That's with an olive. But
How beloved. How beloved.
Yeah.
How beloved. Kama Chavivim. How beloved.
Raw kama chavivim gerim lifnei hamakom. Come and see how cherished, beloved, the convents are before Kadosh Baruch Hu.
At Kadosh Baruch Hu. Kevan she nisna daisa le his gayer. Since that there is a nisna. What's nisna?
To put Kevin Shenitna Daita Lizgayer, right? Since or when she made up her mind, meaning talking about Ruth, when Ruth made up her mind to convert.
Hishva hakasuv le Naomi. What is Hishva?
It equated, the pasuk equates Ruth to Naomi.
It equates Naomi.
Right. We when we learned the Megillah inside, we mentioned that point, right?
I'm sorry, I don't remember that.
Because why? Where do you see that the pasuk? Where do you see that the pasuk is equating Ruth to Naomi?
Oh, it says the two of them went until they came to Bethlehem.
Right.
So is that why they're equated? Because it's the two of them went?
I think so. I'm trying to remember. It escapes me right now exactly which part of the pasuk that they were replying this to.
Yeah. My commentary says, and
yeah.
they were now two of them, equal in purpose and determination.
Right. Exactly. Right. The Malbim brings this medrash on that part of the pasuk. With Techlena, they went both of them. Right.
And isn't that similar to Abraham and Yitzhak? Isn't there a similar pasuk that they went to get? They went together.
right by the Acacia, exactly, right.
Right? That's, I don't know.
But that's right. That's right. That's because in Pasuk Yud Tes with Terah, Naomi saw ki tis namemetz he leleches ita, that Naomi saw that Ruth was determined to go with her. And she ceased to speak with her about trying to dissuade her from coming along with her. And the next pasuk, that's what the Medrash is saying now in pasuk Yud Tes. Shteihem ad va'ena beis lechem, and the both of them came until they approached Beit Lechem. And the both of them, and then you see that's what it is. Techlena shteihem. Didn't say Naomi and didn't say Ruth, didn't say Naomi and Ruth. It said the both of them together, equally so. So you see, once she made up her mind to misgayer, so the Torah, or the Megillah here, equates Ruth with Naomi, because of her determination to convert.
In the pasuk in Bereshis, it says,
Yeah.
Vayomer Abraham, Elokim yira lo haseh le'ola b'ni. Vayelchu sheneihem yachdav.
Right.
Vayelchu sheneihem is very similar.
Yeah. Right. Right. Very similar. Exactly. Very good.
Meaning that they both understood what the mission was, and they were in agreement.
Right. Okay. So that's the Medrash there. Right.
Okay, so Usa Lachna Shetehen Ayin Sham. Okay, so it says, look over there where it says the two of them went together.
Right.
Uvis Ragum Rus Sham. What's Vis Ragum?
That's the Targum. The Targum in Ruth. I mean, like on the Torah, but Targum Ukalis. There's a Targum Ruth as well.
Okay. Over there in Perich Aleph Pasuk Gimel, Isa Nami Behadai She Machlon V'Chilyon. So it says
That's Behedya, right? But Targum Ruth Sham Perich Aleph Pasuk Gimel Isa Nami Behedya. Behedya means explicitly. It's explicitly written there.
That they went. I'm sorry. Explicitly that Machlon and Kilyon, Nasa, Osan, Begiu San. They made them converts.
No, they married them. Nasu Osam Bigiusan. They married them when they were non-Jews.
Oh, Giusan is a non-Jew?
Right, from Goya. You see the word Goya in there?
Uh-huh. Okay. So so it says explicitly in the Midrash.
Well, that's the Targum. The Targum over there it's different than a Medrash, but it's Chazal. But
Okay,
it's
so it
different
says
than a Medrash.
explicitly in the Targum, in the translation, that Machlon and Kilyon married non-Jews.
Right.
Ushvagin kach. What is ushvagin?
V'shebegin kach. I think this is I think the Tar is quoting the Targum in Shebegin kach that it was in this way. It was in this way.
It was in this way. Quote, al de avro al gizei ras mi mara.
It's the Maimer, Gezeris Maimer de Hashem. They transgressed the decree of the word of Hashem.
That's why they died, the brothers.
He's not saying that exactly, but it's that you'll see the rest of the sentence is going to mention about that as well. Yeah, it's going to come to that, sure.
Okay, so concerning their transgressing the decree of Hashem, the decree of the word of Hashem, the Ischansanu be Mamin no Nochrin. I don't know these words.
Yeah, because this is the Targum here. This is Aramaic. The Ischanu ba'amimim nuchrin is katu, that they married into the foreign nations and they were killed. Yumehon umesu, that they were killed, and Yumehum umesu, and their days Yiskatu Yumehum, their days were cut short. Their days were cut short umesu, and they died. After Vaihoni, both of them, Machlun Bekilyon Ba'ardimis Avulasa, in the land of Moab. Right, so
Okay.
that's the Targum. The Targum says specifically, right, that since they married into foreign nations, their days were cut short and they died. That is, both of them, Machlon Vekilyon, in the land of Moab.
Okay. So does that preclude the partial conversion?
Well, the partial conversion would not be authentic, right?
So there could have been a partial conversion and still it could say this.
Right, that's right.
Vahachi Isa behade
Behedya.
behedya. And here it is explicitly or it is specified gam b'midrash
Rabbah, B'midrash Rabbah.
also in the Midrash Rabbah, Sham, over there.
Right.
Tanu b'shem, is this Rebbe?
Yeah, Rebbe Meir.
Rebbe Meir.
It's taught in the name of Rebbe Meir.
Taught in the name of Rebbe Meir. Lo Geirus, they didn't convert. Below Heat Vilu, Hadvilu, Osa.
But they didn't have them go to the mikveh either.
They didn't immerse. Vakula, etc. Ayin Cham, look over there. So Rabbi Meir says they didn't convert and they didn't immerse.
Right.
Or is he saying they didn't convert because they didn't immerse?
Lo Yigurum below Tiblu. 1 second.
Because it seems a little bit redundant. If they didn't convert, obviously they didn't immerse.
It could be. I'm not sure. I have to. The reference to the immersion. I'm not sure if that's a reference to because of conversion or because of neither. I don't know.
Oh,
Let me 1 second. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let's see. Let's continue. I have to look up the medrash inside and see before she explain what that's referenced to.
okay. So look over there. The ayin od bitargum pasuk yud ayin sham. So also look at the translation in verse 10. Look over there.
Right.
So he's giving us several references here.
Right.
The Asher al Kain Kosav B'Sefer Sheresh. And that al Kain, an account of that what is written in
Right.
the book. Sherash is the name of a book.
Because of the Sefer Shorish, right? That's the name of a Sefer Shorish Yishai, Sefer Shorish Yishai, Al Megillus Ruth. It's the Sefer is called Sherish Yishai.
Okay, and it's a commentary on Ruth.
Yes.
May Harash.
That's Meharav Shimshon Al-Kavitz. That's the name of the author.
Okay, Zal, blessed memory. And what's this abbreviation?
Al HaPasik. On the word, he writes in his commentary, he writes on this pasuk quote.
Vayesh u lahem nashim acharei shemevi divrei ha-targum. Okay, so that what is this word vayashu?
Yasu lehem nosh. They made to them. They yasu lehem noshim. They made for them wives for themselves.
Okay, after they came.
That's the pasuk, right? If that, I think, which pasuk is that in Ruth? That's the third or fourth pasuk, if I'm not mistaken. That's pasuk. Yeah, pasuk daled. Pierke pasuk daled. Yasu lehem noshim. They made, right, for them wives, Avos, from the women of Moab. Shemachas Arpa v'Shemach Shenis, and the second one's name was Ruth. Yeshvu Sham Ke'eser Shanim, and they lived there for about 10 years.
Right. So this word that made is the same as that they married.
Yeah, that's right.
And Nashim doesn't mean women, it means wives.
Right.
Okay. After they came, Divrei, according to the Targum,
Right.
the Midrash, and the Midrash.
Well, Medrash and his Karti, and the Medrash that I have mentioned previously.
But this is the plain translation. Why is it saying the Targum and the Midrash?
No, because this is his commentary. The commentary is quoting the pasuk, and he's referencing the Targum and the Medrash on it as well.
Okay, but we don't know what the Targum and the Midrash says. We just know what the pasuk says, correct?
Well, I mean, that was the Targum and the Medrash we mentioned already in the previous paragraph.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
V'chein me had Midrash lekach tov deisa, and similarly, the Midrash lekach is to take.
Lekach Tov. This is the Medrash Lekach Tov. That's the name of the Medrash.
The Midrash lekach tov deisa. There is, in other words, it says, Moavios midasam ha lichom velo gerus velo heat vilom vizal. A Moabitess, Badasam is with knowledge.
That the Daitam, yeah, right. With the Moavias, the Daitam Anichum, right? That meaning the Daitam das can mean like their beliefs or like their religion. Moavias, the Daitam Anichum. The Moabites, they left them in their religion. I mean, they left them as Moabite religions.
Meaning Machlon and Kilion left them with their religion.
Right. Meaning they did not have them change their religion.
Velo gerus, velo hatvi lom, and they didn't convert and they didn't immerse.
Right.
Vizal and the sages say.
Was Vazel Shana. This is a quote of the Medrash, I think.
Oh, this is the end quote.
Well, this is the beginning of the quote.
And it says, quote, the Medrash says, quote, Me ata ayin lishmoa l'divrei l'rav. I'm sorry.
Okay. First, okay. Let me make a correction. First of all, the Zel Shanu is the Sefer Shorish Yishai. The Sefer Shorish Yishai. Okay, this is his quote. He had just finished quoting the Medrash, the Lekach Tov. So now the Sefer here, the Sefer Shorish Yishai al Megillas Ruth is quoting as follows: The Ata English Mol Divrei L'Rav Eben Ezer. You should not listen to the words of the Eben Ezer. I mean, remember, the Eben Ezer was the commentary that was presuming that Ruth and Orpah had been converted and therefore were considered to be Jewish women when they married Machlon V'Kilion, not like Rashi's Pshat. So now he's saying the Sefer here, this Sefer Shorish Yishai is saying, at now, you're not supposed to accept the words of the Eben Ezer.
Umi shedarash darcho. And who is it that that expounds his way.
Right. I mean, don't listen to the words of the Ibn Ezra, and also those who are following in his way.
V'chi divrei Rabosenu hakidoshim emes. Because the words of our holy rabbis are true. In other words, he's saying the majority overrules the Ibn Ezra.
Well, he's saying it's based. We have the words of Chazal. The words of Chazal say clearly that they weren't converted, right? So therefore, we don't. There's no necessity to listen to the words of the Ibn Ezra, because the words of Chazal are contradicting what he says.
So I'm asking. So what? We have machlokas all the time. We don't say don't listen to Hillel
No, because
don't listen to Shammai.
No, because we don't have any proofs at this point to the words of the Ibn Ezra. Remember, if we remember when we looked at what he quoted it, it's really just a presumption, right?
Right.
He didn't bring any support to his commentary on that point. So it was just a presumption, but we see.
I have a question.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Barry.
So, on this subject of having a machlokes, which Lou just brought up, isn't it the case where you can have a machlokes with your contemporaries, but you can't argue with someone who came before you? Is that correct or not?
Yeah, that's the general policy, correct?
That's the
right.
general policy. So this Ibn Ezra, was he a contemporary of Rashi?
He lived in the same time as Rashi. Well, more or less. I can tell you. I'll tell you exactly if you want. 1 second. Rashi. So Rashi lived. Rashi was born in 1040, right? Rashi was born in 1040 and died in 1105. Okay, 1040 to 1105.
Yeah, the Ibn Ezra was in 1089. He was born.
Right, there you are. All right.
So he lived to 1167, which was past Rashi.
Right. So, but they see they were fairly commonly. Again, when the Ibn Ezra was born in what year again?
1089.
1089.
1089.
Yeah, but that's a generation. That's a generation. Isn't that enough?
Well, no, they're basically Rishonim. They're basically contemporaries. I mean, look again. The Ibn Ezra, if he made his own, he came to his own conclusion, right? So he has a right to his conclusions, right? But in light of the support that we have through Chazal, Medrashim, and the Targum, right? That's Chazal already, right? That contradicting the assumptions of the Ibn Ezra. So we have Rashi, we have support to Rashi, right? So that's why he's taking a stand here, a clear stand, not to accept the words of the Ibn Ezra and anyone else that happens to follow in his way.
And when it says Rabosenu Hakidoshim, when did they live?
That's the time of the Gemara.
So that's much earlier.
Yeah, definitely, yes, 100%, sure.
So there's no question. They have precedence.
That's right, correct. Right.
Okay.
So basically, Rashi is following the Gemara.
Well, there's again, there's no real Gemara. The Gemara never discussed this. Okay, the Gemara never went into discussions as to whether or not Ruth's Arpa had been converted at the time of their original marriage. Okay, so therefore we have, however, Chazal, we have Midrashim, we have the Targum, which is also a source of Chazal, and so then those are clear supports to Rashi's position.
Let's start with Rashi. That's number one.
V'ha'ad shehevi the Ibn Ezer mifsok mipasach hani and we know that the Ibn Ezra brings this pasuk,
Right.
Shaba Yiv Matach.
You're right. Sheba yivimtecha el ama el ka aim b'devarim mama. Okay, I'll tell you what. It's also, we've gone a few minutes past. Let's save this for next time. We're not going to run. We're in the middle of this. We're not going to run through it. Okay. Yeah, we'll continue with this next time. Which will be after Yom Tov, right?
After Yom Tov, that's right. We're not meeting on Sunday.
Right. We won't meet
So
on
this will be
Sunday. But,
Monday.
right. But tomorrow at 9:30, if you like, we can do something for on Parshas Shavua, right?
Or maybe something
And,
on Shavuos if you'd like.
Would you like something on Shavuos? Whatever you prefer. I could prepare something for. Okay, something on Matan Torah Shavuos. Okay, very good. Why not? If you like.
I would vote for that.
Okay, fine.
We're learning tomorrow.
Yes, if you want to, sure. 9:30.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good. So we'll stop here, and we'll continue with this next week. I want to finish it up, even though it'll be after Yom Tov, but doesn't mean you can't continue learning about Ruth. There's quite a lot to learn and know about it. So we're not finished with our explorations yet. So we'll take a short break, and we'll continue on with the Mishnah Brewer now.
Thank you,
So I hope
Rabbi.
to see you all in a few minutes, Mitzvah Shem.
Thank you very much,
Okay.
Rabbi. See you. Bye
Have a
for
good
now. See you
day,
tomorrow.
Roy.
Later. You too.
Thank you, Lou.
Bye.